You are in a sales slump. Nothing's working for you right now. Nothing's moving through the pipeline. Nobody's picking up the phone. Nobody's calling you. Nobody's responding. Literally everything is frozen and things suck. What do you do? Personally, I've been in sales for over 20 years, and let me tell you, I'm pretty good at what I do. I have a good understanding of it. That's why I sit on this channel and teach it to other people so that they can make more money, and we're really good at helping other salespeople make more money, but it doesn't mean that I'm not a normal person that hasn't experienced a sales slump. I've been through them. They happen to be the worst of times. They are not the best of times, and ultimately, they can dramatically impact you negatively if you let it. Of course, I used to let sales slumps bug me. I used to let them drag me down. I used to take it personally and feel like shit when people weren't picking up the phone or doing deals with me for days or weeks or sometimes months at a time, depending on what I was actually selling. And today, I'm going to give you a couple of tips, a couple of pointers and things that you can do, implement, and at least be conscious and aware of so that when you're in a sales slump, you can get your way out of it and make some more money and enjoy the fruits of your labor. Bullet point number one, if you happen to be in a sales slump, always understand that the sales slump cannot last longer than you can last. As long as you keep on going, sooner or later, you are going to hit gold. That's the way this whole thing works. So I want you to think of all of your sales. I want you to think out as far as you possibly can in your sales career over the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of talking to prospects and doing business. And I want you to think of a pie graph. And I want you to just throw in every single person you're ever going to talk to in that pie graph. Then I want you to basically understand that there's going to be a significant portion of people who simply are never going to do business with you. They might be interested in doing business with you. They might lead you along. You might be getting excited about it, but they are never, ever, ever going to do business with you. You need to understand that if you're in a sales slump, based on the numbers over the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you might be in a 1 week period or 2 week period or 2 month period or 2 year period of just simply running through all of those no's and all the people that aren't going to work with you. And of course, that's just your understanding of where you're at in the numbers game. Again, sooner or later, you're going to stumble and bump into somebody that is going to say yes to you, and they're going to ink a deal and you are going to get paid. Maybe you're just in the numbers game where things just aren't working out for a little bit. That leads me to bullet point number two. The longer you're in a sales slump, the more excited you should get about being in that slump, knowing what you know about bullet point number one. Sales slumps can only last so long. I remember a time when I was knocking doors in Dallas, Texas, and in order to make a sale, I needed to first get them to sell themselves on doing a credit check. And unless you had a 625 or above, it didn't matter how good my pitch was, I couldn't sell you anything. I remember a 19-day period of time where I'm hustling, I'm knocking doors, I'm sweating my ass off in the Dallas heat, and I did nothing but fail credits. In fact, one day, I actually failed 12 credits in a row. And I went home and woke up the next day to get back at it. And for 19 days, I did my job and I was selling, but I couldn't actually close because nobody qualified for my product. I legitimately remember this, and I remember almost quitting. But I kept on going, and guess what? The moment that I got that passed credit, guess what happened? I sold 8 the next day. Then I sold 8 the next day. Then I sold 6 the next day. And I ended up, I think that next week, closing something like 30-something deals, just going door to door and making a shitload of money. The point is that when it rains, it pours. When it's dry, it sucks. Understand that you need to be excited about the dry spell and the slump because sooner or later, guess what? It's gonna rain. Bullet point number three is if you're in a slump, it's time to turn up the heat and the intensity on your work ethic. Like I said in bullet point number two, you're getting excited about the fact that sooner or later the slump's gonna end. Why not accelerate the amount of time that it takes for you to get out of your slump? The best way of doing that is by playing, bullet point number one, the numbers game. You already know that there's gonna be a significant portion of people that you're gonna talk to that are never gonna do business with you. And number two, sooner or later, you're gonna bump into somebody that's gonna say yes. So number three is to start running. I remember another lesson that I learned going door to door back in the day, It was 7 p.m. at night on a Saturday, and I needed one more sale in order to get like an iPad or something like that from an incentive. The sun was going down, it was getting dark, and honestly, that's kind of when you start going home. But I needed one more sale in order to get this incentive. So because time was running out, guess what I did? Is I started literally running door to door and getting my pitch done as fast as humanly possible so that if I was unable to qualify somebody or they weren't interested or whatever, I could accelerate the number of not interesteds and unqualified buyers so that I could find the yes. And guess what? Sooner or later, I found my yes and I won my iPad. Now, of course, you might be watching this and you're probably feeling pretty decent about bullet point number 1, knowing and acknowledging that sales is a numbers game and sooner or later you're going to find a yes. You might be watching this and you might be okay, consciously accepting that, okay, it's gonna end sooner or later. The most of you watching this, though, are gonna have a problem with bullet point number 3 because you just don't wanna work harder, which means that if you're unwilling to do that, then you might as well just really enjoy being in a slump and elongating the amount of time that you're in it because you're unwilling to pick up the phone, you're unwilling to knock the door, you're unwilling to accelerate and maximize your level of opportunity so that you can get through all of the no's and go and find that yes that ends your sales slump. Hey, if you're getting any value from this video or any of my other content and it's helping you grow your sales and make more money, then now would be a good time to hit the subscribe button below so you never miss out on any future content and can continue building your business. If that part resonates with you, then the lesson that you really need is work ethic and discipline. In order to do the things required of you to get through that slump in the shortest period of time possible, you're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to do the things that you don't want to do. And of course, that's not the message that anybody wants to hear because it's not sexy. It's not something you can really sell. You just have to buy it anyway, and you have to follow through. And if you have an issue doing that, well, then enjoy being broke, enjoy being in a slump, because if you're unwilling to do the things that it takes to be successful, then guess what? You're not gonna be successful. And hey, if you're still sticking around for all of this, then I would highly encourage that you snoop around in the description notes below and get yourself familiar with some of the other things that I do outside of YouTube to help you make more money in sales. Hey, it's Jordan Stupar. Thanks so much for watching my content. If you enjoyed it, now would be a good time as well to hit the subscribe button so that you never miss a beat. And by the way, if you're truly interested in taking your team, your sales, and revenue to $10 million and beyond, then I would encourage you to hit the link in the description so that you can chat with us. We're looking for a couple more businesses here in 2025 where we can help double your sales and take you to $10 million a year. We do a whole lot more than just YouTube, and I would love to connect with other ambitious, growth-oriented entrepreneurs like yourself. If nothing else, I'll see you in the next video.